Hello, you guys. Josh Vision, and I'm here giving my season 1, episode 1 review of the Ozark. So, basically, this episode is all about the character of Marty, and Marty and his friend Bruce are actually like successful financial advisors over in Chicago, but unfortunately, Bruce screws everything up. So, not only are they financial advisor, they're also like money launderers to like the second biggest drug cartel in Mexico, and the leader of this specific cartel is Dell. So Bruce basically has been skimming money. I believe around 100 million or 8 million. I forgot the exact number. It was a lot of money, obviously, with the trucking companies, who are laundering the money through Chicago, whatever, through to Mexico, so on and so forth. So like the two main bosses of that company is a father son, duo. So eventually Dell, finds out about this, or he has a little bit of a hunch about this. So he invites Dell. I mean, not Dell. He invites Marty, Bruce, his fiance, and the father-son duo to a kind of odd meeting at night, and he kills Bruce, his fiance, and the father-son duo. But Marty's spared. And that's mainly due, or partly due to the fact that Marty, due to something that Bruce gave him hours previously about some promotional flyer about the Ozarks and how that'd be a great place to make a lot of money. So Marty's able to convince Dell that he'll be able to give him $500 million of clean money within a 5-year span if he lets him live. So Dell allows this to happen. He says, listen, okay, if you promise me you'll give me the $500 million, I won't kill you or your family. But also, I want you over the next 48 hours to basically recoup the money that your friend Bruce stole from me. So yeah, 48 hours like I mentioned before. So Marty tells his wife. So early in the episode, before this even happens, you could tell the family is very disconnected for the most part, especially when it comes to Marty and his wife. Early in the episode, you see Marty watching this porn, basically. You think it's like amateur porn, whatever. That's something Bruce thought it was, and he didn't know who the woman or the man was and why he was specifically like really into not like oh my god, like jacking off type of into it, like really fixated on this. And then you find out like while he's watching TV with his wife, when the woman's face revealed that it actually is his wife and that she's cheating on him. So that makes sense, obviously. So you're wondering why did it get to that point? So either way, Marty tells his wife, and he lays down what's going to happen, and I believe he says he's going to liquidate the money from all of his accounts and also close them, so that way he'll come up with the 8 million, for Dell, whatever. So Wendy tells this information to her lover, Greg Silverberg, I believe. And Greg convinces her to basically take the money, the other money that Marty needs for his life, for his survival, and basically come stay with him and his family and get as far away from Marty as possible. And Wendy agrees to it. So in this episode, you kind of view Wendy as kind of being kind of a sellout in a sense, and also kind of a prick, because that was kind of messed up. You're going to really take the money your husband needs, really, knowing his life's on the line. It's just like, wow, and you let your lover, just convince you of that. But either way, Marty has a private detective that tells him more about this Silverberg guy, his wife's lover, and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. So while he's telling him this, you see that someone has entered his apartment as Wendy comes in basically and wonders who has a gun towards him. So it turns out it's actually Dale. So as Marty's making his way towards the apartment to confront the prick that's screwing his wife, he sees the prick get literally thrown off the top of his apartment building straight down to the ground, dead. So once he sees that, he's like, okay, that's a bad sign. I'm just going to go head back home. But eventually he's called by Dell, who tells him basically that he has his wife at gunpoint. And Dell doesn't respect the fact that as a wife, she was willing to really sell out her own husband and let him die over, basically a nonsense. I mean, basically someone that doesn't even matter, like just a lover, not her husband. went to like ruin her family, have her husband killed basically, all for being selfish essentially. So he gives Marty the option. If she dies, I'm saving you a lot of trouble, because even if she does survive, the fact that she cheated on you, especially in this manner, will eat away at you, and you might do something to her eventually. And you might be better off with just raising your 2 children, by yourself, instead of this lying, manipulative, cheating, like unfaithful little trick, essentially. So Marty, you can tell he's really thinking about this. He actually saves his wife. So his wife is like saved, basically. So before the episode ends, we have Marty and Dell have this brief little discussion. And Dell admitted that he wasn't quite so sure that his money was stolen. But he had a good hunch that it was. He just went on a hunch, essentially, if I remember correctly. And that he'd been doing business with Bruce and Marty for years. And he knew Marty wasn't the type to do something that dumb or stupid. But he knew Bruce was a loudmouth, very extroverted, and would do something like this. So that's pretty much how he knew Marty was telling the truth from the get-go. And is the other reason why he spared Marty to begin with, in my opinion. So we end the episode with Marty and his family making their way to the Ozarks. And whoa, it is such a beautiful sight. Not really. And I'm just joking. But yeah. That's really about it, you guys, for my review of this episode. We met, his daughter and his son. His daughter seems to be a lot like the mother, and the boy seems to be very much like the father, for my first judge of the character so far. If I miss anything, write some comments down below in the comment section, obviously. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, adios.